All right. You ready? Guys, I'm going to try annotating on this today so that I don't have to spend 2 weeks trying to get everything sorted out. So theoretically, this video will be ready to go after this. And that sign's still in the way. Yes, hopefully.
So this is all
chapter 2. AM. Ash? Well done, Ash. Read the question carefully. You've got time, guys. You've still got a minute. Only takes you a second to put in your answer and press enter. If you read it carefully, you'll be fine.
It's in chapter 1.
No. No, it's chapter 2. I promise.
You press enter, don't you?
Yep, enter. It's come from chapter 2, trust me, because you've got the two variables. You're talking bivariate. All right? 40 seconds.
We did the categorical.
Yeah, categorical and stuff is in chapter 1, but it's bivariate.
That's not in the notes.
But it's bivariate. Come on, 3 more of you. You got 30 seconds. Yeah?
Can you please turn that tab so the big thing
All the way out? All right. Okay, 2 more of you. Well done.
Yeah.
All right. So, if you have a look at that, temperature. If I asked you what the temperature today was, what would you say? What would you say? What's the temperature today? 15 degrees. What was the temperature yesterday?
22.
Yeah, take them. The laptops. All right. Is it a number? Okay. So if I asked you where you live, do you live in Numurkah or Katamatite? Or Strathie? Right. It's a category, isn't it? You can't live in Numurkah and Katamatite and Strathie. You can only live in one.
No, it says respectively.
Respectively. Okay. So it means in order. So this temperature, I should be doing this on here. I can't do it. Ah, go back, go back. We'll do it later. That's all right.
Is there anything above that? Like where
It
that
started.
thing is?
Hang on, I'll pause it. No, just the question name.
I don't get that. Oh.
I don't even know what question we're up to. What question is it?
Oh. I pressed my answer, but it didn't come up. Maybe I got it wrong. Oh, maybe I did get it wrong. Oh, the range. Oh, and loves and the height.
Here it goes.
Still coming up.
It sent it though. If you get it wrong, it doesn't come up.
Oh, okay.
All right. So what do we got? 2 more of you? So who's that? Adrian, Bridie, Vanessa and Ash. You didn't give Vanessa the answer, did you?
Who? Me.
Yes, you.
Me.
You put the wrong answer and that's why.
All right, anyone not answered? There's 2 people who haven't? Yeah? Okay.
I don't know what to do.
That's all right. Okay. Come on. What does range mean? That's the first question you're going to have to answer. It says, For beach side, the range of maximum temperatures is what? So, for beach side, so let's get rid of that. Beach side. Alright? Let's see if this works. Okay. So, for beach side, the range of maximum temperatures is something. So what's that number there? 15, good, it's not 5. That number that I've circled is 5, but it means 15. What's that number there?
38.
So what should I be doing?
38 minus 15.
Which is? Alright, so the correct answer is B.
I read the question wrong.
Alright, so you need to read the question carefully. I'll keep going back to that. Yeah, that's it. The reason I've picked these questions, guys, is because that, yes, they are from chapter 1, but they're using chapter 2 stuff. All right, well done, Leah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong side.
I did that with the question.
How many times do I have to tell you guys to read the question carefully?
Oh shit. I got real one. I looked at page This is just like 10.
Oh shit, me too.
That's why I only give you one chance. Right, you don't get it. You do, while you do go back, if you have time, you can go back and change your answers. I want you under pressure. All right. You don't think you're going to be under pressure in the end of your exam? No? Okay. So, for those of you who read the question properly, this should have been easy. We're looking at flat town, so we're looking at which side of the graph? This one, right? So if you are like me and quite talented and can turn your piece of paper sideways, which you will be able to do in the exam, right? What does it look like? It's symmetric, isn't it? It definitely looks like that. Possibly that. Is that a bit better? All right, down the bottom. But there are these two here, okay, which are somewhere over here on my graph, aren't they? So how can I confirm that they are outliers? Is there an easy way to confirm that they are outliers? Because when we're answering this question, it says symmetric or symmetric with outliers. How can I confirm that they are outliers? Do you remember how to do it, guys? How to work out if something's an outlier?
The certain percentage, right?
You're getting there. First thing you need to do, and for this one I don't think you would bother, is you'd work out the IQR. All right, if you wanted to be 100% sure, you'd work out the IQR, all right, interquartile range. So you need to work out the median, the lower median and the upper median, okay, minus them from one another. That gives you your interquartile range. Then if you multiply that by 1.5, because that's the rule, if they're outside of that range, then they're an outlier. Okay, so you might need to go back, you might need to go back and have a look at that. 1.5 times the IQR, if they're outside that range, then they are an outlier. Go back and have a look at how you draw box plots with outliers if you're not sure on that. Okay? Next one's up. Only the question Well done, Tim, Adrian. Was that you that got it wrong, was it, Theo?
Stupid thing.
Ash, well done. Why not, Theo? You did, Sid. before you throw your clicker down in disgust.
It's pretty slow.
Yeah, it is fairly slow. I don't know why it's so slow lately.
Oh, shit.
Oh, this is bloody stupid. Did everyone else do it?
All right, one person left.
Did E.
Mitch, before you start sprouting out answers, one person left. Okay. So,
I'm going to read the greater part. That's bloody stupid.
you guys, I've said it and I say it each and every time. Need to read the question carefully because it says certain things in there that tell you what the answer is going to be.
I haven't got one right yet. I've got it
Right.
right, but I read greater instead of...
Greater than 14. All right, and we're looking at location A, which means we're looking at the top one, not the bottom one. Okay? We find 14 is about there. Okay? And you should know by now from our last quiz that each section of a box plot houses how much percent?
25.
Okay? So each part of a box plot holds 25% of our data. So above there in that top box plot is 25%. Okay? Well done, Adrian, Tim, Sana. Who's yet to answer? Take your time, Sid, don't hurry. You've got... No, you've got your 2 minutes. All right, use your 2 minutes, that's what it's there for.
Quick Sid, there's 45 minutes.
All right.
Finally.
Why is it C? If we're comparing these box plots, okay, which is what we're supposed to be doing, it says let's compare them, right? What would you say about location A?
It's smaller than them, but there's bigger variables.
Right, it's clearly not the same, is it? So we can cross off A. Not going to be A, they're not the same. Are they less than the diameters of the jellyfish taken from B and less variable?
No.
Why isn't that one right?
Because they're not less variable.
Why do you say that?
The bigger it is.
Right, so the variation is measured by how far apart they are, isn't it? Okay, and you can see that location B has a smaller range than location A.
Is the range with the outliers too?
There are no outliers in that one.
Like what I mean is those.
No, yes, the range is, interquartile range is what you're talking about, and that's those two there. Okay, so
I mean, is the range?
The entire range from the end of the sticky
Yeah.
to the other.
yes, that's the range.
So they're pretty much the same.
Okay, but there's one range that isn't, and what range is that? The interquartile range. Okay, no, it doesn't say that, because
You said the range.
interpreting it, I said it's mildly smaller, not a heap smaller, but a little bit smaller. Okay, but the interquartile range is much smaller, which means what? Okay, which means what? It means that in location A, 50% of my values vary between, what is it, 7 and 14. Okay, but in B, they vary between 15 and, what, 18. So there's much less variation there. So that should point you straight away to C, because you should be going, it's definitely not D, definitely not E, because it's not bigger. It's definitely smaller. Clear enough? Mitch, did you try and work it out?
Oh, yeah, I know this.
Remember, guys, you can use anything you want to answer these questions. Might I suggest you get a calculator out, because you're going to need it.
Oh, I was doing it last week.
All right, you got 30 seconds left.
Hey, we worked it out, isn't it?
I'm good.
Have your best guess then. Carly, is that you?
Yeah.
Well done. So guess, okay.
Again.
All right.
Okay.
Uh-oh, I've lost my connection. No, come back. Might have to do it on there. That's all right, it just means this is disconnected. That's all right. Something just dropped off the network, probably my computer. That's okay. Do it by hand now. All right, so Carly got it right, but she guessed. What is the coefficient of determination?
Square, this one.
Okay, it's nowhere near as good on here as it is on the iPad. So what are you doing? You just square that number. But there's this bit here. Okay? If you square that, you'll come up with that number. But that's not as a percent. As a percent, yes, as a percent, it's that one. So R squared, without that percent, okay, is that. But as a percent, you need to times it by 100. Okay?
It's supposed to be like country 1, 2, and 3. Female.
It's really.
It is tricky. Oh, wait. Easy. Wait. Oh, hang on. What number is it? That's easy. What? No, it wasn't.
I'm serious.
Bullshit.
Oh, God.
No, it's not.
All right, who hasn't answered?
I'll think
Female.
about it. We actually worked that out.
Good.
Ah, it's good.
You going to tell us how?
All the brains. Yeah.
Okay, so the question, a lot of you did very well then, okay? You answered, who answered E? Because you fell for the mistake I thought some of you might fall for, all right? And that's why we have these discussions, okay? If you don't read this carefully. It says lowest female, so you're looking at this half over here, aren't you? All right? If you pick that one as the lowest, because it's the furthest to the left, which is normally where the lowest is, all right, that's where you're going to pick E from, okay? But when you order a back-to-back stem plot, the lowest of the left side goes in the centre, okay? So they always get ordered from the centre out. So it's actually 15, okay?
You started working it out, and then I got it right.
I still got it wrong.
I had no idea what was
Which way did you go?
the same as the way you do it.
Wait, did you go from...
Mitch, not now. In a minute. Well done, Katie. That was all on your calculator?
Just grab you in the ear, and you didn't get it wrong.
Yeah? Yep.
See? 45 seconds.
Somebody just moved up. I don't know who that was. That were you? So you just answer?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, whoever's left, you got 15 seconds.
10 seconds.
Takes too long.
Oh, quick going.
All right. Now, guys, I heard someone say, oh, that's easy. And it is. All right. This is ridiculously easy. Okay. If you have a look at the question number, what number was it? I can't remember now. Oh, MC2. So it's the second question, remember, which when they go easy to hard in question order. So it's a relatively easy question. So if I saw some people go straight to the calculator, all right, Katie, Ash and Sana, did you just type all of these in as a data point? Oh, did you? I didn't see you, Sid. So you typed all them into a list and then did one var stats, came up with Q1 and Q3? Yeah. So they've gone into one var stats, come up with Q1 and Q3 out of that, all right, and then manually worked out the interquartile range by subtracting them from one another.
How do you do it without a calculator?
Adrian, you did it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it should be in the middle there, all right? Okay, so that's your median, right? So there's 9 on either side of that red line, am I right? Yeah. Yeah. And then you do your median of each group, don't you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will actually be that one there because there's 4 either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who answered 4? Because 9 take 5 is 4, isn't it?
Oh, no, never mind. But you've got like 5
What
numbers
the
on
hell
one
is
side and 2
going on?
on the other.
You would say...
No.
There's like
9, 9, 9, and 7, 7, 6, 5.
No, but those 1 and 0 are on this side of that one because they're higher. All right. If you wanted, you could rewrite that whole data set in a straight line.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I don't understand how you've done it because it's like 5 on one
That
side.
red line is halfway.
That's halfway in the whole data set. If you wrote it out in a straight line,
It's halfway in the data set, but if it's halfway in the data set, the 9 should be in the middle, and it's not.
what do you mean the 9 should be in the middle?
This 9.
Yeah, this 9 here,
Yeah.
the one my mouse is on, it is in the middle because you've got to add these two on, this end.
How do you add them on?
Because that's 19, that's 20, that's 21. Got it now?
I don't understand.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
I just didn't know.
So do you do 9 minus 5 and get 4. What should you do? 25 take 19. Okay, and that gives you 6. All right.
That's not too easy.
Oh, I always press
Oh, yeah. Mine's not on the board.
Don't take it out on the clickers, guys. They're worth quite a bit of money.
Oh, you're on the edge. Beat you by, what have I lost? 2.11.1. You got in there quick, Timmy. Superman.
If you know your stuff, it should only take you that long. That's how much time you can save on this exam, guys. It's set.
That's when you make mistakes if you do it backwards.
Not if you've read the question carefully.
That's when you can
Now,
make mistakes.
we're looking at, right, we're looking at comparing these two. We just compared box plots. Now we're comparing stem plots. Okay? The same sort of response is being called for here. The same responses are here. So the first thing you need to work out, look at the first words. Lower, lower, higher, higher, about. Is it the same? Is it lower? Is it higher? It's definitely lower, isn't it? Okay, you can clearly see that the female's data set is lower than the male's data set. Okay, up to 47 up here. The highest they've got here is 28. Okay, so it's much more variable. Sorry, it's much higher. Much lower. So you can cross off C, D and E straight away. Now you've got a 50-50 shot. You've done that in about 3 seconds. Okay? Now you look at the data and say, how spread out are they? Okay, that's the next bit. Less or more variable, how spread out are they? You can clearly see that the female only goes across 2 lines, male goes across 4 lines. What does that mean? Less variable, doesn't it? So that one should have taken you 10 seconds plus 1 second to put your answer into the clicker if you read the question properly. Pretty sure this is the last multiple choice. Okay?
What is that?
Use your notes.
I don't have that.
Have you finished chapter 2?
I couldn't do question D.
Sana?
Yeah.
Yeah, then you've done it.
This is the letter G, isn't it? I couldn't do G. Still You done it too,
The arrogance.
Did you get it right there, Tim?
I probably did.
Oh, the
He's confident. No, it's not arrogance, it's confidence. I'd prefer you all were like that. Yeah, I got it right.
Yeah, I'm going to get this one right.
That's it, Sid. Well done.
Just to say I picked the right button.
All right, only 5 of you at hand. Oh, there we go. 8, 9. 5 more to go.
No, just get it. Oh, Timmy. Yeah.
All right, 3 more to go.
Because I get kicked out.
That was awesome. There we go.
You got 15 seconds. 3 of you left.
Oh, big one.
Finished off. We'll talk about it, guys. Then you can go. Let's just finish talking about it. All right, it won't take long.
Yes.
Okay. So, shh, come on, guys. Let's just finish it off. As soon as you see product moment correlation coefficient R, what are you looking at? Sorry? Not graph density, no, but what are you looking at? Don't pack up, guys. Just stop. Pay attention. Sorry? No, that's only if you're looking for the coefficient of determination. All right. What does R actually mean?
Where's R?
How close to linear they are. So you're close. So if you're looking at R for this graph, it's how close are the data points to linear? And which direction is it going? So is this a positive line or a negative line?
Positive.
Positive. So there's D and E gone, isn't it? Straight away. Are the lines relatively in a are the points relatively in a line? Are they really in a line, or are they nowhere near in a line?
Oh, this is rule of...
They're relatively, aren't they? Straight away. Yes.
Minus 166
So it's like that's sort of like a median line.
Just taking time.
Is this the same as the other day?
This is the same question, but we're just going to do the other ones because they're, guys, the next, I think it's only 4 questions we're doing today. All right? And each of these are from the second exam over different years. Okay, so they're only worth 1 mark or 2 marks. I think there's only 1 question worth 2 marks, which means you only get a minute and a half. And for these ones, you actually need to type in the number. Okay, here it comes.
Have we done this one?
All right, so this, you have... Ah. Sorry, guys. There we go.
What's with the 2 mouses?
There we go.
Those lines make it hard.
What's median? I can't see.
Oh, you can't put dots in. How does this work?
Now, symbols, you should be able to do it with the symbol button. The @ button down in the bottom corner, I think you'll get a point.
Why do you need
Nothing's happening.
So do we have to get it exactly? That's hard to read.
Single button don't work. Yeah.
Right, the little @ button, guys.
Mine doesn't work.
The @ button will.
Which part of the box?
Yeah, that little add button.
That's, I can't tell you that.
Where's this dot? Where's this dot?
I got it wrong.
Just says approximate.
What if that's wrong? Too late, I did it.
89.
No one's got it right so far. Oh, what did you write? You're going to put in what the median.
That's not going to work? Hey, where's the clear button?
10 seconds.
Oh.
89.6.
5 seconds.
No, it wasn't right.
Too late. That's the right answer.
9.3.
Ah,
What is going on?
me being retarded.
What's it say?
Stop that,
My brother's retarded.
Okay,
What is the answer?
the answer is 90... No,
89.3.
89.5. I have no idea where
I did
got
that.
from.
Yes.
Alright, I will fix
Oh.
that. So the median of the 27-month-olds, so we're looking here. Okay, this box plot, the median is always that middle one in the box there. Okay, you should know that.
Can
If
we
you're
say
saying,
89
oh,
point something?
get your summary book ready. Oh, that's the other thing. With this SAC, you need to have your summary book ready for chapter 1,
What summary?
Tuesday. Get it done.
So just chapter.
Just chapter 1 will need to be done by next
So
Tuesday.
does it go in chapters?
It'll be close to. It'll probably be chapters 2 and 3 together over 2 weeks. So you'll need chapters 2 and 3 done for the week after. Alright, so you need to get moving on that summary book. Alright, I will fix that one up. Sorry about that.
Can you count 89.6? Because people did 89.5 and they got it wrong, so we changed
There you go. There's another question there worth 1 mark.
Correlation. What the hell does that mean? You do it. I know what I'm doing. Alfie, it takes so long for my calculator to turn on.
That's why you should have had it on. I told you.
I had it out in front of me.
Yeah, bitches.
Quick! I'm running out of time.
If you want a decimal point, guys, press the @ button.
I'm going to run out of time before it turns on.
Told you to be organised, Mitch.
Organised. I had it out in front of me.
Well,
Did you put it in there?
if you'd had it on in the last 10 minutes, it wouldn't be taking forever to load up.
Can you pause it?
Nope.
Oh, no.
You get it?
It goes
How
to
come
a
mine
decimal
didn't?
place. Did you just write that?
7.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Yeah, I did 2 decimal
Who
places.
said it?
Type it in.
Ah. Oh, I want to do that.
How many things do you have to do?
How long have I got left?
I read the corrected to decimal place.
Oh, whoops.
All right. So,
Did you do 2 decimal places, Carly?
I did them all.
I did 2 decimal places.
the correct answer was somewhere, all right, and I've given you a bit of leeway here, between 56.8 and 56.9.
56.2.
All right.
Oh, I didn't times it by 100.
If you do 0.7541 times 0.7541, what do you get?
0.568.
0.568, which is
667.
56.8, and if you go one more up, I think it's a 7, which means it should be 56.9. Okay? So in an exam, guys, you will lose your mark for
It
that.
didn't say. Oh, it did say.
If you round it incorrectly, you will lose your mark for that, but any further rounding mistakes you make, Mitch, I'm trying to explain something to you. What I want to say is you will only lose a rounding mark once in an exam. So if you get this question wrong because of rounding, you won't lose any more marks because of rounding. Okay? So that's why I've given you a bit of leeway there. So I did take 56.8, but the correct answer is 56.9. If you were one of the people that was down here, down at the 0,
That was me.
okay, which is about 9 of you, I'm taking it,
Yeah.
okay, you need to read the question carefully.
What did they do?
Oh, I just needed to do it.
Alright. It clearly says, the question clearly says, no, don't worry about it.
As a
Alright.
percentage.
The question clearly says, what does it say?
As 8%.
As a percentage. Alright? If you don't read the question right, guys, there's nothing I can do to help you. Theo, Adrian. If you guys don't read the question right, you know the stuff. You know it, I know it. But if you do not read the question right, you're not showing that to the examiners.
Many times already.
There you go, now it's going. This one, just type the number one after the other.
Oh, I know why it's wrong. That was the first one.
No, just write the numbers one after another. So if it's 15 and 17, just write 1, 5, 1, 7. No space, no nothing.
What do you know to the top? What is this?
I was much better.
That was stupid.
Adrian's better. What can I say for you?
It's been off a little bit.
Do you have to put a space or?
No, just numbers one after one another. So it's 15 and 17, 1, 5, 1, 7.
Come on. I
Did you get it? And you bunch
Yes,
of
I
Is this space
must
supposed
be
to
really.
equal
I
a 0?
can't say it very well. I didn't pass it.
Alfie, you know that the answer was up there before?
Yeah.
Was
Me
it?
and Ash saw it.
Yeah, it was up when he was talking about the other question.
Did you put it in?
No, I put in 1, 2, 4 and he told me put in 1, 5.
What was it?
Because we thought it was going to be like in between those.
Alright, you goose. Okay, so I'll check the answers, but it asked for two numbers. What are those two numbers? Where do we get them from?
I wrote
Mine
down.
is
These
one
guys are some long
happy.
arms.
Okay, 60. Okay,
What space are you supposed to use when you put
So
in your
where's the
answers?
I didn't
I
say
did
no
the
space.
0 and it came out as
Alright.
I said no space. I said it. Okay, guys, it says Year 6, doesn't it? So we're looking at this bottom box plot. Okay, you can ignore all the others. The middle 50%, remember each section on a box plot is worth 25%. So the middle 50% is between those two there. Agreed?
Oh, I did it to that
That's-
second line in the middle.
That's 124. Okay. And that one there is 148. So if you wrote 124, 148, you will get it right. If you only wrote one of them, you don't get it right.
We have to.
Okay?
I did 1, 2, 4,
Put it
1.
together.
That's hard.
Yeah, if we go.
Pretty sure I got it right. But it didn't come up on the leaderboard.
Does everyone like the answer to? No.
There you go. This one's worth 2 marks, guys. You've got 3 minutes to work this one out.
How many questions did you say we're doing?
I think this is the last one.
I don't know how to do that.
All right, you've got 3 minutes to do it.
I'm not starting one.
I've never learned this stuff is too hard.
Give me notes at all over.
I like the old multiple choice better.
Unfortunately, not all your exam is multiple choice, Mitch.
No, not electronic either.
What was Pearson's problem when he sent to Franklin to please?
If someone gets this right, they're going to get a mini Mars bar.
Mini. Oh, that's
If
a
That's all
someone
I've
gets this
got.
right.
If someone gets this right, they get a mini Mars bar.
Oh.
That's how confident I am none of you will get this right.
Oh, thanks. Oh, no, we didn't get this right. I don't know what to do.
After a buckshot.
It's not hard, don't do it. There goes the Mars bar.
What's it called?
Oh. I think I figured out how to do it. How to bring it.
You can use whatever you want, Ash. At this point, I don't mind. You use whatever you want.
So where is Pearson at?
Will you teach us how to do it
Yeah.
afterwards?
This.
He is that.
Yeah.
I don't get why.
I put this one on there deliberately.
Let's say you put it on the outside accidentally.
Yeah. No, just accidentally they came up.
48 seconds.
Okay, there's
It's
7 of you left to go.
It'd be a medium strength negative
Yeah.
linear. It's like a thing.
Alfie, what chapter was he in?
Oh yeah. Maybe it's.
2, mate.
Ooh, 27 seconds.
Negative what? I don't know the answer. What is it?
Alright, 5 of you to go. Last 5 to get the opportunity to get the Mars bar.
15 seconds.
Let's get something going.
Yes!
Alright, 3 of you to go. Have your best guess.
Oh.
I didn't even put a decimal point in. Haha, look at my score down there.
I was gonna write that.
Is that you?
I did know.
I did that. I just
Was
didn't
it
put
2
minus
billion?
in front of it.
I just did heaps of noise.
Exactly why I did it. And exactly why they've asked this question.
What is it?
Alright?
Oh, I forgot to put the decimal point in.
They're also trying to work it out.
How many of you,
Do it.
how many of you square rooted,
I did, but I didn't come up with that. Take this.
how many of you square rooted that?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
And it comes up with what?
Oh, no, square.
0.8989.
Yep. No, I didn't do that. Mine
Why would
didn't.
you square root it?
I just squared it.
Is that a point between that 0 and 8?
It's
Yeah,
negative.
it doesn't come up on here. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah,
So if you square it that, you get 0.8989. Okay? And the graph is going in which direction? Negative. Okay, so it's clearly, it needs to be negative 0.8989. But then it says 3 decimal places. Okay? So you need to round it. So technically speaking, again, I've given you leeway, but technically speaking, the correct answer is 0.899, negative 0.899. Okay? See how a simple thing can be made to seem so hard.
So all you had to do was square that.
All you had to do was square root it and put a negative in
I
front of it.
remember doing this though.
No, we did it the other way. we always went from Pearson's to coefficient. They're asking you to now go backwards, but you need to take into account the direction of the slope. Alright?
So it's minus 0.899.
I didn't tell the class she did.
Still like 8 something. Wait.
Alright.
Pearson's was a company. I was
Nope.
trying to determine the movement from the rainfall percentage of clear days.
Nope. Alright?
Don't give it
No, I won't get rid of it.
That's easy.
So, it is a very easy question, and yet, many people fell for the trap that the examiners put there.
Sucks. I even had the 3 decimal thingies right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You would have got it right. I'll go back and have a look at the answers in a second. But you would have got it right, except for the negative. And that's why I put this up
As soon
there.
as I pressed it, I realised that was negative too.